You see this right here? This is Caitlin's agent. This is Caitlin Clark's agent.
Ignore the jerseys. Forget the final score. Zoom in. Right there. In the tunnel next to Caitlin Clark, that's not just a teammate. That's her agent. And her presence at that exact moment wasn't random. It was a message. While the headlines were focused on stats and press conferences, something else was unfolding in the shadows. A potential power move that could rewrite the rules of an entire league. This isn't just about one player being frustrated. This is about leverage, timing, and a calculated campaign to change how power works in the WNBA. Because what started as a few injuries and a strange comment from a coach might actually be the opening move in a revolution. The photo went viral in seconds. Caitlin Clark walking through the tunnel after a game, locked in conversation with New York Liberty stars Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart. But standing quietly beside her, unnoticed by many, was Erin Kane, one of the most powerful agents in pro sports. Some said it was a friendly post-game moment. Others saw something very different. A warning shot fired straight at the Indiana Fever front office. In high-stakes sports, nothing is accidental. Public appearances like that are calculated. Silent moves with loud consequences. And for those paying attention, this wasn't just a handshake in a hallway, it was the first domino. But to understand why this moment matters so much, you have to look at everything that led up to it. Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie, she's the rookie, the face of a new era. She's selling out arenas, breaking viewership records, and dragging an entire franchise into the spotlight. So when she started missing games, 10 in total, people noticed. 5 games missed for a quad issue, another 5 for a groin injury. For a player known for her toughness and durability, this was a red flag. But the real issue wasn't the injury itself, it was how it was handled. After the groin injury, Clark was seen in tears on the bench, and her coach, Stephanie White, told the media it was just a little something in her groin. A little something. That single phrase cracked open something deeper. It wasn't just a coach downplaying an injury, it sounded like disconnect, dismissal. And when a player feels their pain is being minimized, that can shatter trust. And trust is the only thing holding any team together. Clark didn't stay quiet. In interviews, she made it clear. She knows how she plays best, with the ball in her hands, pushing the pace in transition. That's not a demand, that's a blueprint from the player who carried an entire college program on her back. But the coaching staff, they had other ideas. Stephanie White insisted on keeping 2 primary ball handlers on the floor. She said she didn't want Clark playing under duress the whole game. Let's break that down. Your franchise player, the one who's transformed your ticket sales overnight, is telling you how to unlock her full potential. And your response is to limit her touches? This isn't just a disagreement on play style, it's a clash of vision. And that kind of philosophical divide doesn't stay in the locker room for long, especially when an agent is watching closely from the sideline. Because when your superstar starts feeling misunderstood, the next conversation isn't with a coach, it's with her rep. Enter Erin Kane. Not just any agent, but one of the most powerful figures in sports representation. When she walks into a tunnel meeting, cameras notice, fans notice, league insiders notice. This isn't your casual agent. This is a strategist. She isn't just managing a client, she's building a campaign. Her role? To go public just enough to create noise. Her mission? To expose the disconnect between Clark and Indiana. Because smart agents know the most potent form of leverage isn't private chat, it's the public narrative. And when the narrative shifts, the power starts to tilt. But why go public now? Here's the move. Timing. The WNBA and Players Union opted out of the old collective bargaining agreement. Negotiations for a new CBA are already underway. Think of the CBA as the rule book for the league. It determines salaries, benefits, player movement.
It sets trade/trade-off power. It lays out the structure of free agency. By spotlighting her own frustration and the agent's involvement, Clark becomes the face of a broader issue. And what team better positioned to demand change than the league's most hyped rookie? The goal is clear: turn a moment of perceived dysfunction into a bargaining chip. If a superstar looks shaky amid unclear rules, why not argue for more freedom? Shorter restricted free agency periods, more trade options, earlier player mobility. This isn't just contract drama, it's long game, a bid to rewrite how the WNBA itself operates. But wait, there's more at stake here than just one player. Brace yourself. Insiders say 87.5% of 2025 All-Stars will be unrestricted free agents in 2026. That's not a typo. Nearly 9 out of 10.
Clark isn't just drama. It can become a nationwide blueprint for empowerment. So now we connect the dots. All of them. This isn't chaos, it's a master plan. And here's how it unfolds. The photo in the tunnel wasn't just a post-game chat. It was a statement, one designed to go viral and shift the public narrative. In just one frame, the image sent a message. Clark is connected, she has options, and she's not alone. That alone forced Indiana's front office into damage control. But that was just the opening move. While the media debates the photo, Kane moves behind the scenes, into the CBA negotiation room. Now the Clark controversy isn't a side story, it's the case study. She becomes Exhibit A for why the system needs change. They don't need a trade to make a point, they just need a spotlight. And the moment they have it, they can start reshaping league policies to better serve stars like Clark. And every player watching from the wings.
Here's the genius. The Fever are cornered. They can either alienate their star and lose the PR battle, or get pulled into early negotiations they never planned for. And if the public pressure builds enough, if other stars begin aligning with Clark's vision, then the rules will change before her contract even runs out. By the time Clark hits free agency, the very framework of the league may look different. More player-friendly, more flexible, and more powerful for agents like Kane. And if that happens, a move to a super team, it won't be a controversial shock. It'll be a carefully executed inevitability. So where does this leave us? We've seen the motive, rising tension in Indiana. We've seen the architect, a veteran agent making deliberate moves. We've seen the tool, the new CBA, still under construction. And we've seen the backdrop, a league heading toward the biggest free agency explosion in its history.
Caitlin Clark may still be wearing a Fever jersey, but everything happening behind the scenes suggests this isn't about Indiana anymore. This is about setting the tone for every WNBA superstar to follow. It's not just a trade request. It's not just a tunnel photo. It's not just one agent doing her job. This could be the opening chapter in a complete redefinition of how power works in women's basketball. Now it's your turn. Is this a brilliant long game by Aaron, Kane, and Clark, the birth of a new era of player empowerment? Or is it a dangerous gamble that risks alienating fans, coaches, and teammates? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over. And if you want the real story, not just the headlines, make sure to subscribe. We've got eyes on every move, every meeting, and every strategy unfolding across the WNBA. More deep dives are coming, and you won't want to miss the next chapter.